On the back of a victory from the Ninjas in Pajamas, we move past Train now and on to my friend Chad here in the middle of the studio. We do have some cool things prepared, some might even say. But first, congratulations to the Ninja Pajamas for winning that matchup.
Yeah, I know, right? It was one where I said Fnatic were going to win, so they just had to go and lose it. But there were two very pivotal rounds in that game, Chase, that I want to highlight here, and they probably stick out in your mind. They probably stick out in the viewer's mind. But we need to kind of talk about their importance and why I enjoyed them, I guess. It's mainly why I enjoy things. Yeah. So we have the Brolin 1v3, and this was at a point in the game where if they lost this, the economy could have started to spiral out of control, and Fnatic may have been able to build up a bit of an economy. And I also want to highlight how good this guy is individually here. This is a 1-on-3 situation against players that he's been looking up to for the majority of his life. This kid is only 16 years of age, playing against some of the best that Sweden has to offer. So this clutch right here, fantastic stuff. And that actually put them on a run where they closed out the half. You can see the scoreline here, 5-3. They won that half 10-5. So Brolin definitely had a huge impact. Now let's pause this one right here. This round here is fantastic. I love this right here. So let's just look at the situation that's unfolded. 5 members still alive for Fnatic. We only have 3 players alive for this Ninjas in Pajamas roster. And what have they opted to do? They've gone for a gamble stack towards the inner bomb site. Why is this important? If they decide to hit the inner bomb site, they have 3 members there ready to deal with it. If they don't hit the inner bomb site, they can just save. They can just hold on to their guns. They can carry them through the next round. So we're going to start playing this one out. And what I want you to notice here, Trace, is the players from Fnatic actually are going to head over towards this inner bomb site. They're actually going to go over there. It gets messy in the mid round, but the point here is they're able to stop this inside attack, and that still allows Fnatic enough time to rotate back towards the outer yard. It's the end of the round where it gets nice and messy that I actually want to highlight.
Okay, let's see what you got, because this looks like a slaughter, Chad.
Yeah, so they're coming on down, and that's the situation. They're left in limbo. They're only expecting 1 player. When the second player, Get Right here, peaks, it forces them to go, whoop, there's more than 1 guy here. Let's rotate back towards that yard where there may only be 1 defender. Little they know there's nobody. Now, right here, Twist's position, he's been able to push out Ivy. He was the lurker, gets 1 kill in transition. At this point, you're like, this round is over. This one should be done and dusted. We're finding ourselves in a 3-on-2 situation. Should be able to get the bomb down with no dramas. But there are some dramas here. Rez is going to fall, leaves Get Right. Hold up, let's pause it.
That's the big kill.
That's the kill right there. So you need to know, look at Get Right's position right here. The bomb was getting planted on the other side of the bomb train. Get Right has spammed under the train. He's made the kill, has dropped the bomb. There's only 6 seconds left on the clock.
Right, and this is a spam we see happen time and time again on Train, but not very often do you see it as successful as this, as impactful as this, so because sometimes you just drop the bomb.
Just play her out, you bang on there. The sense of the matter is, it's dropped the bomb, it's won the round because of the time situation. You never really see that pay out, and Get Right's actually done it, won the round here, and it's a very important round for Ninjas to win. It didn't actually go on to see them snowball, they lost the following, but from there, you know, they still had enough economy built up, they're able to save guns, and they're able to close that one out in a pretty fantastic showing.
Well, we talked a little bit about roster changes therein within these teams before going into this matchup. In fact, one of these teams we haven't even seen compete on land just yet. But Chad, tell me how you're feeling about these teams now that we've seen this Train map.
Look, I think the Ninjas in Pajamas had a pretty woeful start to this season, right? They didn't really get too many wins on the board. Now they're starting to get a bit of momentum back where it needs to be, whereas Fnatic, they're constantly learning. It's good to see that they have executes. It's good to see that they're being able to play off of each other. Crims has been a little bit, you know, in limbo. He hasn't been having that same level of impact, hasn't had to be a carry player, but we do have that head-to-head, I believe, that we saw with Exist and Lekr0, who are both respectively in-game leaders, which you talked about, and both towards the bottom of the scoreboard for their teams.
Yes, that's right. 71 ADR for Lekr0, and, well, a much more dismal number than that for Exist.
Yeah, you can see as well JW's impact there on the scoreboard. He was having a good time on the first half, roaming around with the AWP. Brolin with a lot of impact on those rifle rounds. That 1v3 clutch was very pivotal for him. But I think Crims is the one who, at least in the last iteration of Fnatic before these roster changes, he was consistent. He was such a dominant force. And he usually does his best work on LAN. Yeah,
which is not the environment we're in, I should say, because, I mean, this is, in fact, online play, and, of course, that does change the dynamic completely. Specifically, some people thrive in those environments. Some teams thrive in those environments, where in this case...
This one name Chad? You're always talking about with the online Counter-Strike.
Niet. That's not what we're going to do.
We're doing Russian now?
I mean, might as well.
If you want to do Russian, Na'Vi just lost to Ager.
That one stings a little bit, especially coming off what was that second place over there in Epicenter. But one map we should be talking about right now, Chad. We need to bring it back in, reel it back in here. Fnatic and Ninjas in Pajamas. Let's begin to talk a little bit about Mirage.
Okay, so moving on to map number 2, right? We've already seen on Train had the hybrid AWPs plays. JW picking it up, Twist having it as well. So for Fnatic, we know that they can apply those on this map. You do the same kind of thing going on exactly for Ninjas in Pajamas. We know even Lekr0 was able to pick it up. We know that this situation is not dominant AWPers in the server.
So Chad, moving away from oppers, moving away from gun rounds, moving away from economy changes, this, there, and that. Talk to me a little bit about what we can expect coming into this pistol round.
So the pistol round, you want me to do the pistol round specifics?
Yep.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I can't actually read their minds and know what strategies they're going to go with.
Then what are we paying you for?
Give the viewers the most likely scenarios with the pistol rounds that we see going. That's probably a little bit of a better one. We normally see A executes happening. We actually saw one go down in the Mouse Sports game. But if you're going to be looking at most of these teams, one or two players on the T side will be grabbing a little bit of utility. Normally, we see that get applied over here towards the stairs and connect area. One smoke here, one smoke on top of the stairs, and they'll push out and they'll fight towards CT spawn, with players normally spilling out of Palace as well. The idea there is to get the Glocks close range, allow them a chance to duel, close down that territory, and then normally flashes will be thrown to take the fight towards CT spawn. That's a pretty regular T-sided pistol. The CTs have a few more options, right? They have the USPs, they can play at range, they can do all that good stuff.
You can do a heavy one side of the map versus the other. And of course, which map would you not want to retake here on our pistol round for CT?
Which bomb site? I think for the CTs, I think the B bomb site, if you give that up without equal trades, it's very difficult to get back into because the Glocks can play the very tight angles, right? They can be up close and personal and make retaking very difficult.
Well, indeed, Chad. And I guess going forward into this matchup, what are some things that you want to look out for?
I'm really looking a lot at this AWP dynamic on the Fnatic side of things is because JW is allowed to be the aggressive rifler and he can also be the secondary AWPer whenever he wants. The problem with a playstyle like that is it's a lot of flux, right? That's JW getting to choose when he wants to be active with that gun as opposed to having rigidity, right? You look at a team like Astralis, they have, Device on that AWP almost all the time. He knows when he wants to change over that AK, what circumstances it is, whereas Fnatic is still newer. They don't have that base. They haven't actually had a position to grow to the same level of a team like that. So I want to see how this dynamic plays out when the economy is not on their side.
And even though, again, we bring it back to roster changes because really and truly that's a big part of both of these teams going forward and how we're looking at them. Of course, we do have that head-to-head we did promise to you. It's a little bit of Lekr0 and Exist. And this is the stat so far, Chad.
Yeah, and I think you have to look more towards Lekr0 going into this map because when I've seen the massive victories come out for the Ninjas of Pajamas on Mirage, it has been him dropping 30-plus kills. You just have to think back to when they actually beat Astralis at the Major. Lekr0 was dropping bombs. It was a very tight game. It was a very back-and-forth affair, but it's one where he does his best work. And I think when he's activated, I think when in-game leaders can be, really finding a lot of kills, they get a flow, they get a rhythm to their style, and that's something that he needs to continue to get in spades, whereas Exist hasn't been the biggest fragger in a very long time.
Well, Exist isn't necessarily known as that power fragger.
Known to be, yeah.
Not known to be the heavy hitter of this Fnatic lineup, or perhaps even Ninjas in Pajamas when he was there.
You go back to 1.6, he was a fragger.
Or perhaps FaZe when he was there.
Well, that's the thing, different role, right? Didn't have to in-game lead. These are the differences in this kind of scenario, that now there's a lot more pressure on him and he has a lot more sporadic moving parts that he has to micromanage with a new roster, right? You have to make sure that, you know what your twists and your JWs, your more aggressive players are doing. And then you need your players like Brolan and Crims to be rocks and deliver in that regard. So until he gets all those pieces in the puzzle in the right place, could be tough times for Exist.
Well, we've gone over some tough times. We know, too, that are no stranger to tough times. In fact, at this point, we can begin to bring in our commentators into the fold. And those guys being over here, the Drop the Bomb crew themselves of Henry G and Sadakist. Guys, would you like to take us through Mirage?
We would love to. The Drop the Bomb crew.
He speaks for himself. I would like to.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we will do it. We'll
Drop the Bomb crew, carry on.
I was going to say they're probably non-existent anymore. On a hiatus for a while.
They were killed by some Germans.
Were they?
We were.
When?
They know who they are.
Oh, okay. No, I know what you mean. Okay.
Reference game on point.
That is, that's out there. And so is the game. It's going to be kicking off any second. It is NIP Fnatic again. The Swedish derby continues. This time on Mirage. And we'll see who we're going to come out on top. Is NIP. I'm not sure a surprise victory anymore. Remember, this is Fnatic rebuilding the roster. With some of the core still, of course, you've got JW and Crims from the old guard. Exist coming in from NIP. And then obviously you've got Brolan and Twist bringing in the youthful experience there. Twist has been around for a while. Is this weird?
Yeah, he's not that young. I think he's like 24, 25.
Is he really?
At least, surely. I mean, come on, LGB 2014.
That's true, yeah. That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, like that's 4 years ago alone. So it's not like he's still a teenager by any means.
It is weird to think like he's never really...
Let's see if I can find out.
Yeah, you go look that up. Let's have a look. I reckon 23.
Okay, all right.
Let's see what he's got.
Would you like to lay a cream pie on it? Wow, you were right.
Nailed it.
You were right.
That's not bad.
Good thing I didn't put a cream pie on it.
Yep.
He's 23, wearing his Red Reserve jersey on HLTV. Do you want to do it again before we get into the pistol?
Lekr0 24.
Lekr0, that one's easy. He's 25.
Yeah, well easy.
All right, Dennis.
26.
27. All right, we're underway. So no more guessing games with Henry.
Well, it will be a guessing game for NIP. Where Fnatic heading towards. It looks like the A site, so they're going to find the initial couple of kills here. Brolan will pull one back. Bombs will be planted. A very quick approach towards that A bomb, so you can see the necessary smokes towards the connector. The jungle and spawn deployed, and Forest, with the man advantage, will be coming behind them, of course, looking to go for the flank. Whether he can find the kills required yet to be seen. He has been detected by Exist. That will at least take attention away from the A site. His teammates can push forward. They might not have to at this point. He's killing absolutely everyone. Forest will take another, and it will be Brolan to get 2 more. He needs an ace, though, to clean this one up. And he's actually doing a very good job so far. This could be it. It's going to be Dennis versus Brolan. It looks like he has not done enough. Is the kit there? It is. The defuse will come through.
Just barely. Just barely. Now there's enough time, surely. Nonetheless, it is NIP. They hold on. And considering they got the 2 opening kills and in the A site before the bomb was planted, before the execution was fully established, I'm surprised they got that close. That was a nail biter. Speaking of nails, Henry, I hear you're going to be doing something with yours.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. We won't give it away yet.
Yeah, spoiler.
I do like spoilers.
A teaser.
Teaser, yes.
Look out for social media plugs soon about what that is about. But oh my goodness, this is going to be a very quick round here. There is the buyback and response from Fnatic, and that's more like it. The AK is doing work. Actually, an advantage out of this. Maybe not for long though. Get right, spotting towards Palace will take down JW. And now the 3-on-3 ensues, but they know Get Right just with that MP9. That could be the likely target they'll try and punish. Still with 1 minute 25 on the clock here. Been a very quick first few sequences to the round. They will go for a contact play towards the A site. It's not deploying any of their smokes. Going to save it as a post plant. It's obvious that there will be a player towards the shadow position. But can Forest go down and take someone with him here? It looks like he'll get the first and indeed the second. He's looking so sharp today, I have to say. And it will be 2-0. That's a force buy from Fnatic, completely thwarted. And they'll have to be on the full eco now.
And a good play by Get Rich or Die Trying because he gets the trade immediately as well.
Indeed.
So that gives NIP 2 rounds as required, but with the new meta, normally you'd be into a full gun round by now. However, as you said, the force buy disallows that, so Fnatic will have to sit tight for at least 1 more. Smoke down top mid, nade, little deep, but oh, the damage. Crims takes it all, still gets away. Now that wasn't actually from the nade, he was firing off forward, that was from the fight which he won. JW compliments that, and Dennis goes down. We find ourselves in a 5 versus 3 in favor of Fnatic.
No armor here, just Deagles and Glocks, and they have a 5-on-3.
Pretty sick start.
Still so much work to do, but yeah, couldn't go much better at the start of that particular round. Can they find anything more? That's the real question here. And in terms of the B bomb side, no one there right now. It's actually Lekr0 holding on short. He has to watch B at this point. He can't just sit back. He has got the HE grenade. He does a little bit down. He's really got no armor here. He needs to find at least 1 kill. That'll be the first. He gets a second, a scrappy second. Buys a bit of time here. Will that be enough to win the round? Maybe not. Still going to be a minute on the clock here. And Rez towards Kitchen. He can't deny the plant, but can he find the penultimate frag? Looks like he can. He knows exactly where Crims will be now. Should be crisis averted, but what a shot that is from Crims. He'll get 3 in total. He opened things up and he shuts them down as well as they find their first round on the board. Crims, unbelievable scenes here. This shot, that's really well played. And a full eco round as well. 1 Deagle and Glocks.
That's so sick because now it just bolsters their economy tremendously after the force buy, not being able to get guns out in round 3, which is now the norm. They're able to pull that back of all rounds. Great start as well. I mean, Crims closed that out. He took the battle through the smoke at the start with the aggressive mid press from NIP. A full court press, Henry.
Exactly.
Twist, meanwhile, gets up toward Tiger, as we're now calling it. Or at least you are. I still call it CPL from my legendary days yes. In the CGS.
When you used to compete.
With the London Mint.
Yeah.
Captain of that team. Dennis takes down Twist, so again, fates are turned as it's the team with lesser weapons to take the early lead. He's also got a gun picked up. Oh, they're both on Rez. Couldn't get his vision intact in time to catch Brolan, so it's now going to be a 4-4 on an even trade. Don't discount that M4.
Let's see what can be done. The M4 in the hands of Dennis will have to deliver. Lekr0 currently positioned by the vents, seeing whether he can deny any sort of boost towards the window. Will be extremely impressive if NIP can win this round. Dennis, though, He waits in the B bomb side. He could be the catalyst here. You can see the bombs getting himself set up on that side of the map. Necro goes down. That's the AWP removed, and presumably the round as well. Like we said, Dennis has to deliver absolutely everything here. He's already been tagged to less than half health. Converted as well. That will be the round in itself. JW confirms it, as Forrest will hold the vents and presumably take him down as well. He'll get one more. Ultimately, it gives his position up, so he'll have to just fall back. Hope for the best here. Exist might be able to catch him before he hits towards A. Not quite, and that will be round for Fnatic, but Forrest trying to save the AK-47. Jumps over the short gap. Ooh, spotted one. And he might just have to run towards T-spawn. Well, there we go. 2 in a row for Fnatic, the full eco victory.
It's not too shabby at all. Good turnaround indeed. I seem to be the one that needs to sneeze, Hank.
Go for it. It's a refreshing feeling. Oh, a double.
Double trouble. I heard her, I forgot, maybe it was my grandmother that told me this. If you don't sneeze in sequence and you just have one isolated sneeze, it's a sign of bigger sickness, apparently.
So just the one sneeze? And
Yeah,
then...
it's like a sign of something actually being wrong with your body, whereas a sneeze in sequence is a reaction to something usually.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
I don't know if there's
Some
any
sort of-
truth to that at all.
Some logic to it, at least?
Yeah,
I guess.
it's one of those like folklores maybe.
Yes.
I don't know if there's any logic to that, but that's
Yeah.
what I was told.
No, I can get on board with that. Well, NIP can't get on board with this, though. It's going to be a full eco for them. Not sure they'll replicate the success of Fnatic, but I have been wrong before. We'll see whether they can find any kills whatsoever. Just the PT-50, no Deagle. It's Forrest with the upgraded pistol here. One of those rounds we don't really have to think too much about. Unless they start walking into a 5-man stack, which isn't even an option right now.
Twist getting a shot toward the wooden window, hoping for the best, seeing if anyone was there as they fall off inside of middle. They have catwalk control. They've got underpass covered. That presumably says to me we go to B. I think that's rather obvious at this point. As Get Right reevaluates what's going on inside of middle with just the pistols. Necro takes a slight bit of damage with the nades being tossed toward B, but slight bit, not enough. As he takes down Twist, he'll swing out. Brolan gets the kill onto him. But that's information further for Forrest, who stays in the backside of the site. Good play from Brolan to jump around and get close after the information was relayed from the van. And it's all on to Dennis in a 1 versus 4. It should now be Fnatic with 3.
Should be. You'd imagine so, with just the USP and a 4-on-1. But that will be Fnatic taking the lead now on the T side of Mirage. NIP with a flying start. It felt like it was going to be theirs. They're going to run away with the game after posting such an impressive CT side on train, sorry. So we'll see if they can bounce back here. They could even bring out the double upside of next round. Not sure if they will. It's actually going to be quite a difficult buy overall. They're going to be finding themselves getting $2,400 per player. Oh, Dennis spots one. Looking to get out of there before the bomb goes off. It's not going to happen. He was hoping he maybe survives on 1 HP and can take down an unsuspecting terrorist, but gets nothing for it. Like I said, money's still going to be a bit of a problem. So double orb setup, definitely not a thing. The single orb setup is not even available. So they'll find themselves with 5 rifles, no kits so far. Bare bones utility, like smokes, flashbangs. That's pretty much it. 1 HE, no incendiaries. And if Fnatic go for full execution here, this could be a death sentence. We'll see whether it transpires to be as the flashes go in, the Molotovs, the smoke's already deployed, and the first kill for JW. This is looking very promising now. They've got no incendiaries to really hold them off and segregate the team. They can just keep barreling towards the bomb site. Dennis needs to find headshots. He's already let a player go towards CT spawn. I don't think he's connected him. Nice work from Brolan, but flashed, couldn't connect the bullets. Bomb planted, and remember, no kits here on a 4-on-3 retake.
Forrest swinging around toward the spawn. It's caught out by Exist. That's not going to allow much for the retake. Couldn't get positioning to take back A main, and I think that calls for surrender because Rez and Necro going against 4 in the site, going on a direct approach from CT spawn. Probably best to try and save the weapons. That's easier said than done as well. Timing on the bomb. There could be a peek from Twist. Exist, excuse me. He's number 8, not number 7. Hard to keep track, Henry.
Yeah.
It's really not if I just look at the HUD. But nonetheless, they'll keep the guns up, and now they go 4-2 Fnatic with 4 in a row. So NIP getting shut down, this time a lot earlier than they did in the last. Remember, it was 10-5 after 5 rounds for Nip on Train, and then 10-1 in the second half for Nip. So it was kind of a crazy game.
It is, or it was. And I'll see if it continues here. Fnatic looking to, as you said, get their 5th in a row. No force buy from NIP. A bit of a partial investment, though, with the Deagles CZs. So smoke support early on, and Forest trying to deny them best he can. Unable to do it. Jumps top of it, but still successfully makes it all the way through. I'm not sure what the proper technique is of blocking smokes. I've seen some successful attempts and some that look good but don't do anything. It seems like it's a bit of a weird one. But this should be another round for Fnatic, but you never know. These deadly Deagles of NIP can be something quite powerful, especially in the right hands. Forest with 1. And indeed Dennis. There's Rez with the first kill though, pushing towards short with the M4. This is actually looking quite good. They've got no A presence now apart from 1 player in connector. That'll be twisted. Looks like they have to go B really. And they're dropping like flies. 1 by 1 they go. 5 versus 3 all of a sudden.
Versus 3 all of a sudden. Twist continuing that trend as he pulls back on Forest. It's now a 3 versus 3, and Rez has to back away to the B site. That means he being passive can't get further information, and they lose Lekr0 on A. Despite the good positioning from GeT_RiGhT, he really had positioning finally to lurk, but he needed the wings to hold the sites, as he now has to go basically into a standardized position, trying to work back from connector. They'll be checking that by the time that he gets here, so no further element of surprise. He's yet to pick up a weapon. There is one available to him, an AK at that, which gives him headshot potential. Armor to go with it. Not a big deal he doesn't have the helmet because it is AKs he's against. And he'll work back through the window. Rez still just waiting for a chance to find anything toward the site. Rez actually getting Twist down. GeT_RiGhT. He's fallen to exist. It's all onto Rez. Needs an ace. No, excuse me. Needs 4 kills. It would be 1 only going to Dennis. The rest on him, and it's not going to happen. Because this lines him up. We go 5-2 now for Fnatic.
Well recovered. Lost the first couple of kills, but overall it will be Fnatic picking the round up. Exist getting 4 kills against his former teammates, of course, was there for the longest amount of time. The first NIP roster featured himself and GeT_RiGhT and Forest. And we'll get into round 8 here. NIP on the double orb setup as expected. It'll be Rez and Lekr0. Like I said, they changed things up. Like to experiment with different formations as Dennis gets aggressive here towards middle. The flashbang was successful, but he didn't fully commit. Lekr0 gets the first pick towards B. That's Broadline going down. Can't find anything else. Good flash from Exist just to push the AWP back. But the smoke will deny vision on both sides.
JW back out from the underpass. You're right. The smoke certainly does disallow it, but it gives them the opportunity to go to go for the boost instead. First shot didn't land, so JW elected to spray, but found the headshot on Rez afterward. Now he's got Dennis. He'll post with an AWP to catch rotations as well. Lekr0's ready for it, but is he?
Wow.
That's pretty sick from JW. Good awareness, great read. Now it's on to GeT_RiGhT in the side as Crims takes him down. Another round looking to go to Fnatic. 6-2, the likely score. That's pretty unreal that he's able to get both those kills. Good positional control, and then turn and read Lekr0 like that.
He just looks like he's having too much fun tonight, JW.
Yeah, calm it down. No more for you.
Yeah, just like jumping around, finding all the shots and putting out AWPs and just preempting where everyone's going to be. It's pretty beautiful to watch. When he's in the zone and finding those sort of kills, not many players can do that. As we'll see it go to a 3-on-1. Forest holding up towards short. His days might be numbered here. He has got players around his position. Here comes Crims, hunting from the B apartments right now. Will he be found? Time will tell. Oh, that gives him up. So Crims now has the information. Takes him down, and that's going to be 6 in a row. And that loss bonus will only get you so far on the CT side. Should be another eco, or at least a partial buy for NIP. They managed to get a couple of rounds to their name, but overall Fnatic just looking head and shoulders above them here in the gun rounds.
Yeah, not even matched at this point in time from NIP. Is all things back to regular. So JW with the op this time to start things out after a spectacular round last time. Posts up and gets ready for Lekr0's push. Actually, I take that back. He's looking toward the window. So Lekr0 did slip up, slightly unwelcomed, but gets away. Has to run through some flames, but stays alive on 60 HP. No one wanting to redress or take that fight and get aggressive, overstep the mark, because there's a bit of a stack with crossfires in mid. Twist. He'll hold out down below. Crims is meanwhile walking away toward B. Spots one, and it's Lekr0 that turns around and absolutely drills him. Pretty good with the deagle. Twist wants to work out from the underpass. In the meantime, Rez over on A has Get Right pushed up already to the A main entrance. Lycro still waiting for a chance to strike yet again. JW's found Rez. He knows they're around the corner, Lycro, but he can't do anything of it. One spectacular shot already. Wants to add to that because NIP have a situation which is winnable if he can find yet another kill, and they walk in, but it's too timidly done from, I don't want to say perfectly done from Exist, because the head never went far enough to run into the crosshair. It was ever so close, but nonetheless, the kill goes back in his favor, and we now find ourselves with 3 against 4.
CTs are isolated in the B-bomb, so you can see Forest will be dropped first. JW will take care of Dennis too, and that's going to be round once again in favor of Fnatic. Get-Right can only sit back and wait, really. No chance of him really upgrading his Desert Eagle. Nothing available to, and they know he's got nothing. So might as well just hold up together and make sure he gets no exit frag potential. Doesn't nail the 1D at all. Twist will take him down. 7 rounds for Fnatic on the board.
Yeah, not bad. 7-2, and we've got a pause. I think that's for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the CT side of Mirage, you just one train, and you can't post a single gun round so far. JW's having way too much fun. He's looking loose and like he's enjoying himself, bouncing around. Killing absolutely everyone, and NIP just can't match it so far. Will there be much left to talk about? Still enough time to bring it back. They can even win the half still. So until it gets to like double digits, that's when we start getting a little bit worried. I guess if you're an IP fan, you can start to be worried already.
Let's see what they respond with, because desperate times and all that. Chance perhaps they can capitalize with aggression, as it seems to be on the agenda for Get Right. That gap in the smoke, I was going to say, Broland's going to be able to catch that just barely, see the figure through it, and that's going to shut down and thwart Get Right's positioning, so it's all going to be for naught. That smoke not placed perfectly. And on top of that, thankfully, a Molotov goes to Palace, because if he retreated and that Molotov was not there, JW had his number.
Yeah. Well, lots of damage inflicted. Look at Rez and Get Right. They're going to be struggling to find positional control here. It's a one and done position for Get Right, but he might be happy with that at this point. There's a little bit of mark, and there's a kill. Decent one of that. Forest doesn't take any damage, takes down Twist. They haven't posted a gun round yet. Looking to break the spell of rounds from Fnatic, who have got tons of cash. Definitely can't say the same thing for the Ninjas. Good ding from Get Right, but not enough to yield a frag. Forest will go down eventually. That's Exists from the underpass. Nades thrown towards the connector in middle. There's actually a lot of presence towards the A side. Get Right, remember, he's low with Rez. They need to be very careful here. Get Right presumably goes down now. And there it is. It's going to be Rez on the site, exposed, but he's got the AWP up in Palace here, so it might not be done just yet. He will strike, but taken down. That's the low HP players dealt with. Oh my goodness, JW dispatches of Dennis, and that's going to be now a 3 versus 1. Lekro with the M4, still a slight chance there. Not going to deny the plant, and that's a problem as Exists finishes things off. That was 2 opening picks for NIP.
Yeah, and they still can't convert it. I mean, awkwardness at the start of that. They got away with 2 picks because Get Right could have easily gone down. But yeah, this is not going well considering this is on the back of a timeout. Still in the first half. There's time to recover it, certainly. We've seen this score be turned before. We've seen much more one-sided scores be turned around before, but this is not looking good if you're NIP.
Well, they have another eco here as well. So
yeah, that's not great, is it? You kind of feel for them.
They need an eco victory. That's what they need. To get back in this game to stand a chance, they need the eco victory here. Like, there's a couple of 1Ds. Not like that. Rez taken down. Crims just holds a decent position. There it is. Lekro certainly keen with the Deagle. He'll at least find one. He can't find the rifle just yet.
JW holding still with his op. Dennis tight corner, Get Right to pull him in, to bait him in. That is JW toward Dennis. I say JW, anyone that goes that direction, really. Bomb still waiting over at Horseshoe, and it's Exists that works his way up. Force showing off his smooth movement on the pistol. But it's not smooth enough as Exists gets the shot at range from the AK-47. I think that was pretty inevitable from that range. Especially once you miss the first shot on the Deagle, it gets a little awkward.
Sure.
It's not the tamest of beasts. Still, they have this set up for the bait at A, but we'll see if it's going to work because they are going back in that direction now after the pick from mid. Get right. Steps out wide. Sees JW. Wants to pull him in, but he's not gone past the grate. Now he has. And Dennis has gone down. The bait's not worked. Get right was hoping it would. He did everything right. They couldn't get the kill. He still almost gets the lineup. There's a dink on JW as well, but now it's down to just Lekro.
And when you see his position, the hype dies with it.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's well, okay. A chance. He already has 1 kill, but that's been taken down.
Taken down indeed, and I think he's going to go, okay, fair enough. Down as well. He's very good on a deagle. I'll give Lekro that.
He is. He's excellent. I was talking to James and Dan last week. We're trying to work out our top 5 deaglers. We had Lekro, Sunny, Nico, coldzera, and I can't remember
and
who the
me.
fifth was. And you probably. I think you're in the conversation. I don't think we put
so.
you in, though.
It's good to know that I got brought up as an honorable mention.
I think it was Config I had as my 5th.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe Nico, the other one from Denmark.
Who did you have from North America?
I never got up. I think we were doing the European broadcast.
Right. I was
maybe
gonna say,
stuck on that.
'cause
We
there's
just
gotta
coldzera's
be-
in there. So I guess
coldzera be in there.
like Twist has got a disgusting deagle.
Yeah, I was going to say Twist, maybe Rush. I've seen, but Rush isn't as consistent with it. He has like a few good rounds.
And I just started turning games on his head with
Yeah,
this.
yeah, sure. I say there's got to be some North Americans in there at this point on a deagle, especially.
Yeah.
Automatic at times, even.
Ethan is unreal.
True.
Like, I think he's going to be a star of 2019. Watch out for that.
All right, that's an interesting prediction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering he's had kind of the CLG appearance early on in his
Yes.
career, and it was like almost too soon. He wasn't matured into that role yet. And those are the kind of things that could stifle you, but now he's kind of recovering his career. It's kind of cool. As Dennis, with a double, gives NIP finally something to cheer about. They've got the man advantage, 3-on-2. And Forrest with a kill before going down. So it's Exist and JW holding out separate portions of the map, one in mid, one in A, and A being the AWP, makes contact with Dennis through the box. The nade can't close it out for him. Close, but not quite. Lucky perhaps for NIP that it didn't.
Oh, Exist almost on the precipice of a kill there. He has managed to sneak through towards CPL at least, so that is some decent control. The problem is he's got the bomb. If he goes down, that is round over. 3 versus 2. NIP desperately need this one to go in their favor. Exist will drop down. Not quite. Thinks better of it. Holding up in the ladder room right now. Wants to sneak down the ladder. Just holding up and seeing if the CTs are probing at all. His teammate JW is actually out towards A, finding kills apparently, and taking down Get right there. That's an opener. And that's actually opened the B sides. Oh my goodness. Do not shoot your teammate. Not on the arse. And B's open. You can see Lekro's pushed all the way out. If Exist plants here, they're going to think it's A, and it's all done for. Exist needs to get his skates on, though. They're going to realize in a second. They'll plant now, and that's pretty much the round map, because you can see both orbs are now at A site. And they've realized and gone, well, that's annoying.
Can't really retake this one.
Yeah, if we had rifles, maybe.
No
but
kits either, which makes it even more difficult. Well,
JW's just sneaking around, looking for them.
with Rez's op.
Yeah, like, they're going to try and save, and JW's going to be waiting for them.
No, look, he's already at the vent. That's a... Oh, okay. I thought he was actually... Minimap confused me. I thought he was a little closer. I was going to say he's already got a lineup, but now he shows up. Lekro manages to at least keep himself alive, which means they'll keep the double ops, but really, what's it matter when it's now 10-2 for Fnatic? Round is done so soon as that red bar hits the top and everything blows up inside of the B site. Boom.
Oh, Dennis, yeah, did everything he possibly could there. 2 kills on the connector, especially when Forrest opened things up as well. You'd think that'd be enough, but they pushed to B apartments. That would normally be a very good idea, but the moment Lekro pushed is when Exist would have towards short. Plant and B, just everything that could go wrong has happened for them. They'll have another buy here, NIP, but still riding the coattails of the loss bonus now. Really need to be careful. It looks like they might not even get another round here. This one, maybe a little bit more promising. Lekro goes down early there. That's the orb dropped. Dennis pulls one back. He got 2 kills in the previous round. Going to need to replicate that once again, but they can't find an advantage. Every kill they find is just getting traded out, and that's the B bomb site completely open once again. Crims knows it as well. He's getting in towards that kitchen as he looks to cook up a storm. Reyes actually pulls one back. Maybe not done just yet, but like we said, that B side is open. Crim's already in the kitchen. They're going for the short plant. And now, really have got the work cut out for them, NIP. How do they even get up this position? Luckily, there's no more grenades to deploy as short. But JW in this position, I'm not not sure I'm a fan of this.
Nade's hitting him hard.
This is like, no one should be doing that as an author, but like he makes it work, right? He makes it so frustrating to play against him. Exists set up perfectly. It's a 1 versus 1. Such an advantage once again for Crims. Rez has the smoke though. Where is he? He has no idea what to deploy. He's just gonna have to go for it. This is not a bad attempt.
If he stays on it, he'd like not to. Line up, Crims now gives his position away. Rez is gonna get back on. He wants to hold it. Knife out, and knife in. Rez gone.
Knife in. So if he just full defuse that, he probably wins it. But obviously, that's the common approach most people would take. He taps the bomb when the smoke's down just to bait out the sprayed shots. Idea then when he sprays, you peek out, you get the easy kill, then you defuse. If Crims does that though, and just does a load of damage towards you when you're not defusing, that's not ideal. And he got down to 6 HP, gets knifed, and it pretty much couldn't have gone any worse for them. Here we go then. Last couple of rounds for NIP to pick something up here. They've got FAMAS's M4s, definitely winnable. Not much damage inflicted on the entry, but Forest will get one. Lekr0 gives his position up though. They know exactly where he is. They're buying time though. If Lekr0 can stay alive for a few more seconds, the cavalry will appear. He gets just the one more, but still a 3 versus 2. NIP need this. It's Exist and JW to deny. JW finally silenced as Dennis will drop him in the apartment position.
Exist holding that bomb to pick it up again. I say it seems weird to say holding that bomb, but he was definitely holding his position so he could get back toward it. Does find another kill, and that's going to give him 2 in the round with 2 more to go at 1:06. And Fnatic looking to try and make this 12-2 and make matters worse for NIP. This is certainly not what they would have wanted at all from this, the second of 2 best of 1s. 2 M4s to go against him, one of which has a kit, that's Rez, and he's got a full arsenal of grenades as well, including a smoke, a Molotov, and 2 flashes, so he can defensively get on top of that defuse so long as Exist doesn't take him down before such time that he arrives. So too with GeT_RiGhT. Rez is the one close to the A side. GeT_RiGhT's in mid. Seems rather characteristic of GeT_RiGhT, wants to be in a position to swing. As Exist starts to work down to the spot, GeT_RiGhT first, but headshot goes, and finally NIP get a 3rd round.
Finally, absolutely true. It will be the round delivered. NIP had to fight tooth and nail for it, but it does go in their favor. A 2-on-1 against Exist is what it took. He didn't get the plant in, but that's not really going to be a factor here. There's so much money available for the T side. They've got absolutely everything they need, including JW's AWP. He does have the mid spawn as well. He's going to take it. And will we play on the other side? Smokes down will disallow the initial engagement. Starts to approach towards shorts. Squares have taken down. Considerable damage inflicted though, and there it is. 4-on-4 once again. Rez needs to be very careful upon his retreat.
Well, HP on Rez already, so it's somewhat concerning for the... It's now protecting him. Okay, JW just walk in and shotgun up Dennis to the face.
Well, 12-3 might be the case here. Lekr0 though does have the chance to kill a player towards shore. He saw his little walkie-talkie sticking out the back of his jeans, but unfortunately didn't quite spot him in time. Smoke doesn't allow him to have any sort of vision towards middle. I thought there might be a chance of 1 kill before it bloomed. Crims makes his way in.
Just want to point out that as GeT_RiGhT gets Crims, and there's a chance still in this in a 1 versus 3.
Not that they know where he is, I don't think.
All right, fair enough. Look, I'm trying to build it up. The point is, and they take him down. Exist with the kill. 6 kills for GeT_RiGhT, 6 kills for Rez, but only 3 kills for Twist on the Fnatic side. They're dominating, and he has 3 kills.
Yeah.
13 deaths as well. It's not like he just hasn't been in the action. He's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, it's true. But you're right, but when it's 12-3, it's really difficult to criticize those sort of score lines because it hasn't impacted the game whatsoever.
No, it's just surprising, that's all.
Yeah, no, he definitely doesn't look as sharp as he used to. With the AWP, he still looks really, really good. Cost him a lot recently. The AWP still looks great, but he doesn't really pick it up full time anymore. So he's quite inconsistent rifle. Sometimes has really lights out games, and sometimes very, very quiet like this one. But still finding himself in the team. It's going to take time, right? They haven't been to a LAN with this squad yet. But yes, 34 ADR is far from ideal.
They are going to Chicago, though.
Are they really? We'll see there. Will we?
Yeah, that was announced like August 9th.
Is that fine? Okay.
Yeah, that was announced
that.
so early that like there wasn't even much splash about it, and then all of a sudden one day someone just retweeted it again, and then everyone went nuts. It was like, yeah, it's been out for like a month.
Yeah, I think I saw someone retweet it. I thought, oh, it's been announced, and I realized
August
2 months
9th.
ago it's been announced. Okay.
Yeah, they were really ahead of time with that one.
I've thrown a lot of people on the bus recently with Talent House would say, oh yeah, I'll see you there. They go, well, it hasn't been announced yet. They're like, oh. Well,
My
they'll probably
bad.
know you're going to be
Dock
there
me
anyway.
on the pay. That's a penalty.
They know you'll be there anyway. To be fair, it's not like massive surprises anymore, is it? It's whatever.
Well, it's sometimes.
Same Motley Crew most of the time.
Motley Crew.
Yeah.
I had an offer to race the Sebring 4-hour LMP3 with Team
Okay.
Adest the same week as Chicago. That's like a full-on pro race. And I had to turn it down for Chicago.
Just dedicated to the game.
Dedicated to the game. Don't ever call me a player.
And it will be the pistol round. Beginning here, it goes without saying, NIP need this one, otherwise this is pretty much a foregone conclusion. Whether they can pick it up, though, is yet to be seen. Fnatic looked so sharp recently in this map, at least in the first half. It'll be Crims to get a headshot, and JW as well. That's Forrest finding both of those. And now, surely NIP can convert this. Got a massive lead here with the HP and the man numbers.
Well, things getting a little bit hot and heavy toward Catwalk as Crims takes down Forrest, the Mr. Pistol. But it's now... Oh, a knife! For Twist?
He is struggling a bit.
He definitely is. Runs out of ammo, goes to the knife, knowing Get Right's close. Things just falling apart for him in his world. Broland's gotten res, though, and Fnatic still somewhat have a shout in this round, despite the bomb has been planted. As it is going to be Broland with a second on to Get Right. That opens up opportunity from CT Spawn from the stairs. Exist still isn't sure exactly where to look, but it's only Lekr left in the site. Kit not really an issue at this point. There's still ample opportunity to get on it, and not to mention Exist has one. They're going to get the defuse. That's going to be 13-3 for Fnatic.
Definitely is. Oh my goodness. Fnatic pull it back once again. 3 frags found for NIP. 13 on the board for Fnatic, and it has to be the force buy here. NIP have to go for this. If they let 14-3 come through, I'd say that's going to be too difficult to recover. Looks like they're going for that, though. They're going to take the full eco here. There's 1 AK at least. I was going to say, surely they get a bit more than this. They're going to give themselves a fighting chance to win the round. They're not going to fully invest. So Lekr, the in-game leader, has spent everything he's got in an AK shot towards middle. He misses it, and now they know he's got that AK, so they'll just change their setup now and not play as aggressively as they would against Glocks. So if Fnatic do win this round, I'd say that should be it. But there's always a chance with the AK and Lekr, maybe they can hunt this one down. We'll see.
Wow, with things standing as they are, and pistols again for NIP. It's not looking likely they'll pull much back. It's interesting to see the different economic approaches here as well, because Lekr's gone to the AK, and they could have gone for the full save and had full guns. So it's almost like we don't want to give away another round, but you are kind of giving away another round with the new money system, because if they full save here, they'd have a better buy in the next round, you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like an old school way of thinking with a new school meta, and Broland's already gotten 2 kills, so it's not like that's going to be amounting to much for the NIP side. I get it, that's in the back of a bomb plant. Your mentality is, hey, we can get guns out now, we can get that AK. Well, you don't need to, per se. The rest will still be able to buy in the next round, though, so that'll still equate to something, more so now that the bomb has been planted for yet a second round. 3 players still alive in it. Lekr being one of them on that AK, manages to get the shot onto Exist, but Dennis is gone. They know exactly where in which Forrest was hiding and residing as he was toward the bench, gun barrel sticking out, and Broland looking sharp. Is that an ace? It is. All 5 for Broland.
There it is. It was still quite an impressive one. Sure, their own pistols, but they still had Lekr popping heads left, right, and center. They needed Broland to hit those shots. That'll boost his confidence, but bomb down, like you said, avoids total disaster here. Lekr will still have AK armor, in fact, so that's pretty good. He had to get the plan to justify that investment, so that
Yeah,
works
fair
out.
enough. It is. I get the approach, but it's like almost more of a risk than it's obviously more of a risk than it used to be in that you're sacrificing a buy that you're almost guaranteed the next round. So I'm wondering how, like, yeah, it's just one of those like case studies, right? Who's
Yeah.
going to do what with this new money system?
Yeah, it's definitely not been established yet. We're still working out who's going to be strong in this current meta and who will maybe drop off a little bit.
And who understands it as well? Who's going to be the first to sort of have the math from their side to say, hey, this is the most statistically correct way of doing it. Let's not take too much risk. Or, hey, let's go for the risk that they just did, knowing that they can get a bomb plant, right? I mean, it's... Anyway. Time will tell. Professor Birchill might have an answer on that one.
We'll have to ring him up. Get Right and Lekr tagged up, but JW taken down. As we'll see the 5-on-4 ensue. Fnatic looking to close that as quickly as possible, of course. Find themselves in that promising position. Get match point early on, but this might not be the round where they can do it. CTs right now, not a huge amount of presence towards there. You can see a very isolated Brolan taken down to the back, but Twists somehow gets 2. That grenade's going to find a 3rd, I think, as well. It does. Forest gets dropped, and all of a sudden the round comes crashing down for NIP once again. They still have a fighting chance here. 2 of the heavy-hitting players of NIP left in a 3 versus 2. That's Rez and Dennis. They get a successful plant. Exist, though, I don't think will be ready for Reds. Definitely not. Takes him down, and they're both isolated, though. So at least Exist can get the information with the def cam and say both players are towards the A ramp.
Twist feeling it now. He's got as many kills in this round as he had in the entire game leading up to it. He's doubled his total with 3. He still sits toward the top of the stairs. Dennis taking damage from the Molotov, forced out. Twist going to add to it. Can he get an ace? After the most quiet game in the world, he's going to get on it? No, not quite. He wants to force Rez out. Molotov's going to pretty much secure the round for NIP, and Twist can't collect on his 5th and final kill in the round. It'll go 14, to 4. I'm getting there. Matt.
It's fine. We knew what you meant.
Sure.
We can see it anyway. It's
all
the numbers are there.
I'm really just a talking head.
Yeah, the numbers are there. It's written on the wall. Anyway, that's NIP with a touch and go round, boys. The fact it comes down to a 1-on-1 with the Molotov and 1 HP thrown on the bomb to secure the round is how they do it. Suggests this won't be a simple procedure for NIP. Full eco for Fnatic. They don't need to buy anything here. They've got 14-4 lead. NIP clutching at straws.
Clutching at straws. Who's going to pull the short one, Henry? Usually that's me.
Sure. Do you know the etymology of that's not actually about straws?
I imagine it's not.
Okay,
Yeah.
just in case.
That's kind of what I was referencing. Forest with Brolan. Things looking good for NIP now that they have weapons. We'll see if they can convert this. We saw a similar approach last game on Mirage when in fact it was Mousesports versus whoever they played. Who'd they play, Henry? My mind doesn't go back that far.
What, to the last? North.
North, thank you.
Yes.
My mind's gone a little south, that's all.
We have NIP up next as well against Hellraisers, so watch out for that. It's going to be a game. Hopefully NIP can turn up in a bit more convincing manner, but they still can pull this one back. It's not over until everybody's 16 at the top.
They've had one phenomenal half tonight. That's about it, and it won them train.
Yeah, that's true. The comeback on train was real.
Well, nade damage further applied onto both JW and Exist, but it's not going to matter at the end of the round. It's not going to do much more to the economy, but it will give NIP their 5th. As we now look to see what the response will be from Fnatic. They certainly have money enough to buy. In fact, JW can afford an AWP should he like to go that route. He doesn't, just to let you know what you already know by looking at the screen. For those of you tuning in on radio.
Well, this is a fast break from NIP. An audacious call, and they'll lose the first kill and the second. They pull one back. It's actually looking pretty good now with the A bomb site completely open. They needed those trades. Successfully getting them bombs to be planted in the open position. Will that go down? Looks like it will. Actually looking pretty good here. That nade will do significant damage towards the shadow position. So will the shots. JW just causing absolute chaos here on the A side. More incendiaries thrown as the T's will posture up towards the A ramp. We've got a player in towards Sandwich as well. It's actually looking quite good for them. Can they hold on though?
Lycro looking. JW still waiting out. CT walks in. Lycro snaps back. Great aim, great read. Knew he was going to be working in from CT spawn, but it's Crims that has the shot instead. And Crims with better position gets over top. They're already on the defuse. That is with the kit. Forrest needs to get back in the equation now, and he can't do so. Fnatic find 15 map point.
Oh, NIP might be out of luck here. They do have another buy available, but now they need 10 rounds in a row. Not looking too good in that respect. Fnatic, very good, in fact, as they'll bring out AKs. Are there 3 of them, or just the 2? JW with the AWP, I assume 2 AKs available. And here we go, round number 21. Quite a quick one, of course. Derby should have been more exciting. You'd actually favour NIP coming into this one, considering the short amount of time Fnatic have had to work with this roster. Equal exchange at the very start, though. Forest pulls one back, and bring it to the 4-on-4, and JW with the smoke available. Slight gap in it. We'll see whether he can make it work. Does do damage, but takes more than he gave out.
Takes more indeed. As it's 1 to go, but 2 men down. To make that 1 man, excuse me, and pull that level as Exist also finds Get Right. Dennis will hold out on A stairs. try and work his way back into the site. With time starting to favor them, but we'll see if they can edge out the defense. There's no one directly inside of A. There is JW holding from the stairs at connector. Wants them to cross over. There's not really anything left other than flashes to do so with, and that's what they'll use to try and get Rez in position.
Oh my goodness,
Hold
Rez.
for this as well.
This is actually a successful attempt. I didn't think they'd get it so cleanly with Crimson Spawn, but they get another kill here, looking to keep themselves alive as long as possible. NIP will have to fight back, and this will be a reset as well. So Crims might as well go for it. He knows his teammates have got no money. There's still a very possible chance he can win this round, but there's 100 HP on Rez. He'll be protected from the grenade. Jumping up is Crims. He'll get the first kill from the apartments as well. It looks like it might be done. The full defuse, the alley-oop set up for the CTs, and there it is. Exist will finish things off. What a convincing game that was. Absolutely fantastic scenes from Fnatic. Like I said, a new roster looking to do damage worldwide, not just in the Swedish team, but in this derby, they come out on top. They lost Train, but this was a convincing finish.
And this is a good start for them, a good shape-up. They've got some time still ahead of them toward the end of the season. Of course, getting into Chicago to really bring things forward. Twist took a while to get going, but toward the end, looked a lot better. As I'm looking at 3, I'll figure it out eventually. It looked convincing at the end for him and for Fnatic to close that out.
Absolutely, that was a really good game, and you can see JW's aggression throughout. That's the game where he won't be able to play like that every single time on LAN, for example, but when he gets in the zone in an online game, it's almost impossible to shut him down. That's the JW of old. It's someone who's just bouncing around, finding every single shot, doing things that don't really make sense, but making them work because you don't anticipate them. No one should be doing it.
There's a man standing right here who wants you to stop talking so he can walk his walk.
Bring him in.
It's not necessarily that I want that. I just kind of thought it was more like a game of Agar, where in which JW is really kind of wandering around, taking people over, taking fights to the enemy, and really showing his worth. And of course, I have to bring Chad into this fold as well. Enough of you guys. Jesus Christ, tired of hearing you. Let's start to talk about this game, Chad, because ultimately this one should have been done and dusted, in the bag, everything they had right from the beginning.
It was a quick one, right? And look, there's not too much to touch on in terms of, oh, you know, there was this pivot round, this happened, that unfolded. But what we can touch on, Trace, is what you asked me. Oh. No, you're not. No, we're not touching. You asked me about the pistol rounds.
Yeah, man.
We're going to do the first pistol round of the game right here. So basically, before we get this one playing, you can see that on the side of Fnatic, a little bit of utility has been bought. And where did I say that utility would get used, Trace?
In the map somewhere.
Yeah, in the map somewhere. Over towards Connector and Stairs. Well, they use it a little bit differently to that. So we can start playing this one out. They're actually going to use that utility over towards deep towards Connector and Jungle. Now, you're going to see that come in. The reason that this is different, and it's just a change, a slight variation of the pistol I highlighted in the pre-match, is because you can push close to the Stairs section and actually get Jungle and Connector control. Get those Glocks up close and personal. Now, this round here doesn't really fall in the favor of Fnatic. It's actually very strugglesome for them to even get onto the bomb site and get that bomb down. But there is one man, one youngster who continues to impress, and that is Brolan, who's able to get 4 big kills, almost grabs the ace and clutches this one out. But I just wanted to highlight so the viewers at home can see different variations of the similar pistol. This tends to be a go-to. 2 smoke grenades, assorted utility on top of that, and you hit that A bomb site. The CTs, you know, unless they call a gamble stack on that bomb site, like I mentioned, you don't want to give up B on pistol round either. Means, you know, you're probably going to have to be playing retake on this A site time and time again.
Now, Chad, you talk about Brolan having something to show here for himself. You talk about him bringing something to the table. And I kind of have to ask you, what are your thoughts at least for Twist in this match? We didn't really come up big.
It was slow, but he didn't need to do anything, right? We highlighted Exist that he needed to be a factor for this squad, and Lekr0, you know, the in-game leaders lifting their game, and they both did for their respective sides. Twist on the CT side had a lot more impact, right? He almost had that round to close out the game, and then the following he had that double kill. So he actually had a lot of impact when it got just getting across the line. But when you're thinking about this, if Crims is fragging, if Brolan's fragging, if Exist is fragging, if JW is getting all the kills with that AWP running around gobbling everybody up, you don't really need all 5 members to be firing.
You don't need all 5, but what you do need is some numbers on the board. And ultimately here on Mirage, that's just not what the Ninjas of Pajamas could put together. We do have a head-to-head here with Lekr0 and Exist, and why is that, Chad?
This is the combined stats over the 2 maps for these 2 guys, and we highlighted them as, I guess, our players to watch because they are the in-game leaders. You have the contrast of Lekr0, used to be on Fnatic, never been an in-game leader, has moved to the Ninjas of Pajamas. Now he's doing the in-game leadership role, which used to be that of Exist. Now, we talk about in-game leaders not needing to have a huge amount of impact because they're making all the calls. Well, on a map like Mirage, when NIP have won it, or at least when they've won it in a convincing or close matches, it's been a player like Lekr0 stepping up and putting up a lot of firepower. This time round, he had a good game, but it wasn't enough. The rest of his team wasn't contributing, and Fnatic were too good.
which is kind of sour, dare I say. What do you think that this NIP lineup can do after such a defeat?
I think it's just online Counter-Strike in a way, right? You've seen very sporadic results in both this evening, and when teams are getting on that momentum, when they're feeling that flow, it's very easy to run away with games. So props to Fnatic for being able to split this 1-1-1. We've had both of our games today go like that. And moving into the third, it's going to be interesting because Hellraisers actually beat Fnatic on that secondary stream 2-0. And now NIP and Fnatic have split. So going into Hellraisers versus NIP, you would probably actually favor Hellraisers.
This could be a tough one to put the finger on the nose of. However, that is exactly what we're going to be doing as we go into the Ninjas of Pajamas versus the Hellraisers, but not before we take a break from the Intel Esports Arena and go to a quick commercial. We'll be right back after this. Make sure you're here with us because you don't want to miss the last two maps of the night.